Few Good Men, the courtroom scene. I haven't done a Nicholson in a while. This is Mike Sweeney from Say We're Coaching with another Edge movie moment. Nicholson, the first one I did was my favorite movie. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This is A Few Good Men, and apparently in the behind the scenes or the making of the movie, he did this multiple times. Like first take, they were getting B-roll, etc. He just delivered, and they said, "Hey, I love to act." So it's a cool scene. But the Edge moment is actually for Tom Cruise's character, Lieutenant Caffey, and Nicholson's character, and Colonel Jessup. So I won't give too much more about it. Awesome scene, but I'll give a little context on the back end. But a fantastic Edge moment. First one comes up quick for Tom Cruise's character, and then later it comes up for Nicholson's character. So let's get it.
Do you have any other questions for me, Counselor?
Here's his.
Lieutenant Caffey.
All the stakes.
Lieutenant, do you have anything further for this witness?
Thanks, Danny. I love Washington.
Excuse me. I didn't dismiss you.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not through with my examination. Sit down.
Colonel.
What's that?
I'd appreciate if he would address me as Colonel or Sir. I believe I've earned it.
Defense counsel will address the witness as Colonel or Sir.
I don't know what
So
the hell
nervous.
kind of unit you're running here.
And the witness will address this court as Judge or Your Honor. I'm quite certain I've earned it. Take your seat, Colonel.
What do you want to discuss now? My favorite color?
Colonel, the 6 a.m. flight was the first one off the base?
Yes.
There wasn't a flight that left 7 hours earlier and landed at Andrews Air Force Base at 2 a.m.?
Lieutenant, I think we've covered this, haven't we?
Your Honor, these are the Tower Chief's logs for both Guantanamo Bay and Andrews Air Force Base. Guantanamo log lists no flight that left at 11 p.m., and the Andrews log lists no flight that landed at 2 a.m. I'd like to admit them as defense exhibits Alpha and Bravo.
Kevin Bacon.
I don't understand. You're admitting evidence of a flight that never existed.
Oh, we believe it did, sir.
Good 6 Degrees movie.
Defense will be calling Airman Cecil O'Malley and Airman Anthony Rodriguez. They were working the ground crew at Andrews at 2 a.m. on the 7th.
Your Honor, these men weren't on the list.
Rebuttal witnesses, Your Honor, are called specifically to refute testimony offered under direct examination.
Go, Joe.
I'll allow the witnesses.
This is ridiculous.
Colonel, a moment ago,
Check the tower logs, for Christ's sake.
We'll get to the airman in just a minute, sir. A moment ago, you said that you ordered Lieutenant Kendrick to tell his men that Santiago wasn't to be touched.
That's right.
And Lieutenant Kendrick was clear on what you wanted?
Crystal.
Any chance Lieutenant Kendrick ignored the order?
Ignored the order?
Any chance he forgot about it?
No.
Any chance Lieutenant Kendrick left your office and said, the old man is wrong?
No.
When Lieutenant Kendrick spoke to the platoon and ordered them not to touch Santiago, any chance they ignored him?
You ever served in an infantry unit, son?
No, sir.
Ever served in a forward area?
No, sir.
Ever put your life in another man's hands? Asked him to put his life in yours?
No, sir.
We follow orders, son. We follow orders or people die. It's that simple. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Are we clear?
Crystal. Colonel, I have just one more question before I call Airman O'Malley and Airman Rodriguez. If you gave an order that Santiago wasn't to be touched, and your orders are always followed, then why would Santiago be in danger? Why would it be necessary to transfer him off the base?
Santiago was a substandard Marine. He was being transferred.
That's not what you said. You said he was being transferred because he was in grave danger.
That's correct.
You said he was in danger. I said grave danger. You said, is there
I
any
recall
other...
what I
I
said.
can have the court reporter read back to you.
I know what I said. I don't have to have it read back to me like I'm...
Why the two orders? Colonel?
Sometimes men take matters into their own hands.
No, sir. You made it clear just a moment ago that your men never take matters in their own hands. Your men follow orders or people die. So Santiago shouldn't have been in any danger at all, should he have, Colonel?
You snotty little bastard.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask for a recess.
I'd like an answer to the question, Judge.
The court will wait for an answer.
If Lieutenant Kendrick gave an order that Santiago wasn't to be touched, then why did he have to be transferred? Colonel, Lieutenant Kendrick ordered the code red, didn't he? Because that's what you told Lieutenant Kendrick to do.
Object!
And when it went bad,
That'll be
you
all,
cut
Counsel.
these guys loose!
Your Honor,
You had
Counsel, I'll
Marcus
hold you
inside
in
a phony
contempt.
transport.
Your Honor.
You doctored the logbook.
Damn it, Captain.
You coerced the doctor.
Consider
You're
yourself in
asking you.
contempt.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth. Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know, that Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives, and my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Did you order the code red?
I did the job.
Did you order the code red?
You're goddamn right I did!
Please, the
That
court.
is
I
some
suggest the members
fine
be
acting.
dismissed so that we can move
I
to
mean,
an immediate
come on.
Article 39A session. The witness has rights.
Jack?
Captain Ross,
I never noticed that guy's just staring.
Jack?
the members of the court will retire to an anteroom until further instructed.
Man, that is an awesome scene.
What the hell is this? Colonel, what's going on?
I
I
guess
did my
anger was
job,
pushing
I
to
do
the
it
edge.
again. I'm gonna get on a plane and go on back to my base.
You're not going anywhere, Colonel. MPs, guard the Colonel.
Yes, sir.
Captain Ross,
What the hell is
Colonel
this?
Jessup, you have the right to remain silent. Any statement
I'm
you
being
make
charged with a
used against you
crime.
in the trial by court-martial.
Is that what
or
this
other
is?
judicial or administrative.
I'm being charged with a crime?
Right.
Oh man, I kind of didn't want that to end. Good heavens, what's coming up now? I don't know what I've been following. All right, another classic Edge movie moment, but there's two. So you've got the one with Lieutenant Callie where he's got no evidence. He's basically going to put his career at risk. He didn't even want to be in the courtroom. Lieutenant Weinberg is shaking his head, shouldn't do it. Joe Galloway, Demi Moore showing more stern. And he decides to go for it anyway and asks some questions. He has those two phony witnesses that were extremely strong. And you see it when he's shaking with the water glass and he's drinking it. And he follows his courage. He's standing up. They did that clip back to show those two Marines. So those guys' lives are in his hands, and he takes the risk to put his career in jeopardy, and hold Colonel Jessup accountable. Colonel Jessup's edge moment is like he's gonna go, get off free. He's sidestepped some landmines. He's doctored the logs. He, had to mark into a phony transfer order. So he's got this moment where his deep belief that code reds are an important part of close infantry training. Even though the directive has come down, he's going to hold to that. So his values are basically clear that this is the way that you train folks. And I think honestly, having served, you do need some people with a lot of courage to sit and stand a post at the wall. Certainly not a fan of kind of in-unit abuse, but sometimes giving people the training and discipline that they need to learn is an important part of a combat arms unit. So he's got that edge moment where he actually steps over the edge because his anger, he can't control his emotions, and he feels so self-righteous that he just leaps over it. So I think the one that you can take away the most is from sometimes taking that step over and being courageous. That's Callie's. But I think the watch out is Colonel Jessup's, that sometimes anger can take you into an area where you behave in a way that maybe you don't want to, and you step across that threshold, and then all of a sudden you can't take it back. You can't rewind a behavior. Where they say you can't talk your way out of a problem, you behave your way into. So if he crosses the threshold and uses anger as that guide, that has difficult consequences for him. So I hope you like this one. I think there's probably this Nicholson number 2. There's probably more. I know I got to get The Shining in here somewhere. If you've got other Edge movie moments, definitely let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I hope you like this classic. Well, I'm going to do one more tonight. Did Shawshank, this one, and then another one coming up. This is one of my favorites. It's kind of buried in a movie, but it'll grab you. So I hope you have a good one.